Come on in, pull up a chair and take a load off because today I will be reviewing and sharing a bit of a how to play of Calico, which is from AEG and Flatout Games. So, does Calico deserve the opportunity to be adopted into your game collection? Or is this one bad kitty you'll want nothing to do with? Well, you're going to find out right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, I am going to be reviewing, as well as sharing a bit of a how to play of Calico in just a moment. But I do want to remind you that if you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't, and if you do subscribe, ring that notification bell, because it will not only let you know when I upload videos such as this review, it'll also tell you when my live stream, The Daily Dope, airs Monday through Thursday evenings right here on YouTube as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. As mentioned, I am reviewing Calico, which is from AEG and Flatout Games. The game is designed by Kevin Russ with artwork provided by Beth Sobel. The game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, plays in around 30 to 45 minutes. It does carry an MSRP of $39.99. In fact, Calico hit stores yesterday. So there you have it. Let's move on over to the other camera because I've got Calico kind of set up a little bit, kind of give you an idea of what we are looking at. The premise of Calico is you are creating a quilt. You are looking to create the coziest, most welcoming quilt. And that quilt is actually going to attract cats to kind of relax on it as you're working on it. It's a very pleasant theme, very relaxing theme. Will mention the ages 13 and up is not any sort of misprint or something that's being laid out there because of some of the small pieces. This is a puzzle game, and the artwork on the cover of the box might lead some people to think that this is a much more casual game than it actually is. There's no take that or any confrontation in the game, but it is going to require some brain power to be able to score the most points. The rulebook is very nicely presented, very easy to jump into. Got plenty of different examples. One of the aspects of Calico that I really like is the fact that there are different variations of how to play, and a lot of thought has gone into a solitaire element of the game because we have like achievements, we have special rule restriction achievements, we've got scenarios. These are all set up essentially for people who are going to be playing solitaire. And then we have a bit of information about the different cats. In the retail edition of the game, there are 10 cats. In the Kickstarter edition, there are an additional 2 cats, which are included in the rulebook, but they are only available through the Kickstarter edition. So the rules very, very easy to jump into and to get started. So essentially what you'll be doing is you will be drawing tiles and placing tiles. So there are 3 ways you're going to score points in the game. You're going to score through colors, you're going to score through patterns, as well as the cats themselves. Everybody's going to get a starting board like so. They are a little bit different, just so you know. Whoops. So they are not exactly the same, but you're still going to be starting off, essentially equal. But these are a little bit different, so I thought that was kind of nice. These are really, really nicely done, these game boards, because there's a little bit of a recession there. So when you lay your hexes in there, the tiles, they lie in here really nicely. They're not going to bump around a lot. So very, very well done. In fact, I got to say, actually, this one's a little bit torn. Actually, it's just some fabric coming from the interior because it's 2 layers, essentially. But I got to say that the component quality for this game is excellent. Really, really nice. Even the tiles and the tokens have, for one, they're nice and thick, but they also have a very nice finish. There's like a little bit of a linen finish to each of these also. So very, very nicely done. So as I mentioned, you're going to score from colors, patterns, and the cats. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to actually be placing your tiles on your quilt. This is your quilt board. So each of the players is going to start off and they're going to have 6 different goal tiles. And there are different variations, different rules for how you'll select these. Standard is that you're going to sort these out. You can put these randomly. See, you notice that they've got the color of the board on the back. You're going to kind of mix them up and you're going to choose 4. And out of those 4, you're going to pick 3 of them that you're going to lay on your quilt board. So to kind of give you an idea. So this one here is essentially that you've got 1 of each color surrounding this, or 1 of each pattern surrounding this, or you can do both. So this is worth a good chunk of points. This is worth 10 points if you have colors or patterns. If you do both, it's worth 15 victory points. This one's a bit easier. It's 2 colors, a pair of colors, singular color, or patterns, keep in mind. This would be 4 of a kind plus a pair, and 3 of a kind. We also have these other 2, which is 3-2-1 and 2-2-2, but we just didn't select those. So the player is going to say, okay, I'm going to take, as a quick example, I'm just going to pop these out here. Let's go with this one here. So there will be your quilt board set up to begin the game. Here we have colors. So when you connect 3 colors, 3 or more colors, you'll get a button. Each of these buttons are worth 3 victory points. If you end up having all 6 buttons, you'll also get a rainbow token to put on your quilt, which is worth another 3 points. Then we've got the cats. As I mentioned, we've got 6 colors. We've got 6 patterns. So each of the 6 colors has each of the 6 patterns. There are 3 tiles of each, if memory serves me correctly. So that will help you when you're playing, because if you're like holding out hope for a particular color pattern and there's already 3 out in play, you ain't gonna get it, Dooley. So we have the 3 different cats. There are, as I mentioned before, there are 10 cats to choose from. Kind of give you an example. These are some of the higher scoring cats. So this is worth 11 victory points. If you get that, this is worth 9. So we'll have, these are in a row, and these are the patterns. So we have different kinds of scoring for the cats. So I've got this set up. This is just the basic beginner game to get you started. So you also have this cool draw bag that's going to have all of your tiles in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach into the bag here. You're going to pull out 2 tiles. And these are going to be your starting tiles that you're going to begin with. You're also going to reach, somebody's going to reach in and they're going to take out, wow, that was weird. There we go. They're going to take out 3 tiles that are going to become the options available to each player. So you're going to start off with 2 tiles, and then you're going to have 3 tiles out here as the supply. So essentially, each player's turn moves quickly as far as what you're doing in it, but you will find, as people are trying to figure out, okay, so how do I connect these patterns to get the cats, or how am I connecting colors so I can get these buttons? Or how am I setting things up around these bonus goals, which are a lot of victory points? Things will kind of slow down a little bit. So it is very possible for players to kind of bog down by kind of overthinking things. So my recommendation when you first start to play the game, don't worry so much about the victory points, winning and losing. Just get to learn the game, get to understand how the game works, because it is very simple to play this game. It is also very easy to just get stuck in a loop of analysis paralysis that really slows the game down and it makes it less fun for everyone else. So that's how you're going to start off. And essentially, when it's your turn, you're going to be able to decide if you want to use one of these and take, you're always going to draw one from the supply. So as an example, let's say I take the yellow, right? You're always going to replace that quilt tile. And now I can decide which one of these do I want to use? How do I want to place it? There is no restriction as far as having to place a tile down like next to an already laid tile. You can place them anywhere. Also, something to point out is because you've got these various different victory points for having patterns in a row, all of these hexes along the edge of the board count. They all count. So this is already a blue stripe. This is already a light blue polka dot. So important to remember that too, because for an example, we've got the 3 in a row is worth 3 victory points. Don't forget, all of these count. They also count for colors too. So what I have done is I've actually put together a board to kind of show you what the end game might look like. So to kind of give you an idea, I put out some different buttons. I've placed one of the cats to kind of give you an idea as far as the cats go as well. So what you would be doing here is, first of all, we've got our buttons. So as you're playing, as you're doing these, so as I connected the 3 blue, either from down here or up here, I would have taken that button and I would have placed it. You can have multiples of the same thing. So example here, if I have either one of these patterns, 3 in a row, I can get Millie on the 1. So I think I've got right here, boom, there's 3 in a row, right? So it's the stripes. So I would take Millie and I'd put Millie down right there. So I'm going to score 3 points for having Millie. If you flip over the little cat counters, it'll show you how many victory points they're worth. It is possible, if you're playing 4 players, it is possible for you to run out of these little cat tokens. If that's the case, these are dual-sided. So you see here, so we had Millie, now we've got Callie. Callie is worth 3. Utilize Callie's tokens because it's still going to show you the 3 victory points. Maybe use it flipped over. It's not going to happen too often that you'll run out, but just in case, that is something that's floating out there for you. So we would have the scoring here. So the first thing you're going to score is you're going to score your goals. So we have our little score pad. So we would take a look here. So the goal here was to have one of each color as well as one of each pattern. So we would actually pull this off. So we would actually pull that off. That would give us 15 points. What's up here? So we're supposed to have 3 and 3. Now, one thing to mention as well is these don't have to connect. So here you see I've got 3 green, I've got 3 purple. So that means that I've got the 3 and the 3. So we've got that. Now, as far as the pattern, no, I don't have the patterns there. So that'd be another 7. So that would give us 22 points. Then here we've got A, B, and C. So what do we have? We got 2 yellow, we got 2 green. We got a yellow, and we've also got the blue here, the darker blue. So now we'd be looking at, okay, so what about our patterns? So we've got, okay, well, we got those 2 there. We've got these 2 here. Oh, those don't match up. No, we're not going to get any points for that. So we'd be like, okay, well, didn't get score points. So we've got 22 points. Write that in there. Then we look at our cats. So it is possible that there are more cats that I'd be able to put out here. I just didn't really look that hard. But we do know we've got Millie because we got the 3 in a row for the stripes. And we also have, I believe we got Tibbet here because we've got 4 in a row of the stripes. Oh, I'm sorry. We wouldn't have her. We would have 2 of these. My mistake, gang, because we actually have 4 stripes here. Oh, I'm sure we got 3 in a row someplace. So we would have Tibbet here for 5 points with the stripes because you have to make sure that it is these patterns that are in a row, or if they're flipped over on the other side, that shape comes into play. Like so. So we have, that's funny enough, that's actually 4 in a row, just like the others, but it's got to be in a straight line as opposed to this could be like here, that's 4 in a row. So we would score our cats, it's 10 more points. Then we would score our buttons, which are worth 3. So we've got the light blue, we've got green, we've got dark blue here, even though we got 4 in a row, it's just 3 in a row. So we got another one here, and then we've got the yellow. So altogether, that would be 12 points. So we tally that up, and boom, whoever's got the most points when everybody's finished is the winner. Once again, as I mentioned, if you're playing solitaire, there are various different scenarios for you to play as well. And there's even a track. You can track your progress to how good you are at Calico. And that, in essence, is how you play the game. Let's swing on over to the other camera and allow me to provide my final thoughts as well as my review score. I'll be the first to admit, when I saw the box art from Beth Sobel for Calico, I was like, oh, I bet you this is, a really light, kind of very kid-friendly game. Very pleasant, I guess I would say. Just like Mariposa's was. I thought that was a very pleasant, kind of relaxing experience for that release from AEG, which recently came out. This is a little bit different. Now, once again, there is no cutthroatness. There's no take that. There's no confrontation whatsoever. In fact, you really are not making any sort of impact on the other players. You are not going to be taking tiles that you're taking them so that your opponents don't get those tiles. You don't have that kind of opportunity. You are looking at your own board and scoring the most points for yourself. You're not trying to block other players. It just doesn't make sense to play that way because in the end, you're going to miss out on a bunch of victory points. This is a cool puzzle game. Now, some people out there may not like puzzle games. This may not be up your alley. I know people are probably thinking, geez, Jeff, you don't tend to really review too many puzzle games, do you? I really don't. Not because I dislike them. It's just I really haven't had much of an opportunity to. But we had a really good time playing Calico. I like the fact that you got to make, you got to use some brain power. The other flip side of that is it is very easy for the players to kind of vapor lock, trying to figure out, oh, well, okay, so if I take this tile and put it here, it gets me closer to these victory points, but this one gets me, so which one? Let's see, that's 3, this one's 5. It's pretty easy for people who are taking this really seriously to end up kind of experiencing analysis paralysis, and that will slow down the whole process. So as far as learning the game, it's super easy. Super easy to learn the game. So once everybody knows how to play and aren't taking it so seriously where they've got to sit there and kind of what I like to refer to in role-playing games as min-maxing everything, you should be able to play in about a half hour to 30 minutes with a full complement of 4 players. That said, when people are first learning how to play and if they are taking this really seriously as far as their victory points, the game can drag out a little bit. So please keep that in mind. Myself personally and the rest of the gang, we really enjoyed it. Love the artwork. I think the component quality is really, really well done. Nothing about this is shabby in any respect. I love the fact that we've got the 10 different cats who are all rescued. As far as I understand, looking at the information in the back of the rule book, I believe all 12 of the cats, including those 2 Kickstarter exclusives, were all rescued. So very, very cool. Love that. I really enjoyed this. I get it that this might not be up some people's alleys, might be a little too slow for them. Another aspect that they may not like is because you are focused on what you're doing with your quilt board, you may not be sitting there carrying on conversations with the other players at the table. That is very possible because everybody's kind of sitting there contemplating what they're trying to find and maybe holding out, sitting there going, oh, come on, if I can only get that tile, please, somebody pull that tile out and don't take it. Yes, of course, then you're looking at it taking a little bit more time. But all in all, I really enjoyed this. I think this is really well done. I also like the fact that you've got the solitaire options. So if there is somebody out there who who really does like kind of puzzle games, this makes for a very nice gift for them to play solitaire. I think there are a lot of people out there who will really enjoy it solitaire. In fact, if you end up liking the game, but your fellow players take a little too long to play it, it's nice to know that you can just kick back and play it solitaire to get your fix of Calico. All right, anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, I certainly give Calico a very, very solid 8.5 out of 10. I certainly do recommend it. And like I said, the gang and I really, really did enjoy our time with it. Also, once again, I will point out the game is designed by Kevin Russ with artwork provided by Beth Sobel. The game is from AEG and Flatout Games for 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up. Plays in around 30 to 45 minutes once everybody's got a handle on it. And it is in stores right now, carrying an MSRP of $39.99. All right, that's it for this time out. Once again, if you like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and if you subscribe, ring that notification bell. It'll tell you not only when I upload reviews such as this, it'll also inform you when my live stream, The Daily Dope, airs right here, Monday through Thursday nights on YouTube, as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to head over to thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. All right, thank you so much for watching. That's it for this time out. As I always wrap up my videos, unfortunately, during this pandemic, here's hoping that you be smart and stay safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching this video. And of course, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, click right here. And of course, if you want to see one of the latest episodes of the Daily Dope, click right on up here. And if you want to roll the dice, take your chances, see what YouTube thinks you might like from the channel, give a click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and I'll see you